Next guest's mission is to demystify science and get everyday people thinking and talking how it relates to our everyday world. Dr. Deepti Pradhan has been running the Tilde Café in Brantford since 2008 and was recently nominated for the Rica Welsh Community Impact Award. Congratulations for that.
Thank you very much.
That was quite an accomplishment.
Thank you.
Now let's talk about this cafe. It actually started in a restaurant?
Yes, actually in a coffee shop in Brantford. It's been an idea that its time came in 2008. I've been thinking a lot about taking science to the community and not restricting it to the research environs. So finally in 2008, instead of just it being an idea, I decided to test the idea, and I invited Gordon Jabal. He was the first speaker. He's a professor in the Department of School of Forestry in Yale. And talked to a few friends and got the word out, and quite magically there were 20 people there on the appointed day. I knew only 4 of those people. And then it kind of just took off.
And it really has expanded that you're no longer in a cafe, really. You're in a library.
Exactly.
The Blackstone Library.
Blackstone Library in Brantford, and they've been very generous in allowing me to use their auditorium, and that accommodates 150 people. We're still not there yet, but it's got a lot of chairs, and we reach about 50 to 70 people on an average.
Why is it so important to get science being discussed by everyday people?
Well, because I think that science impacts every aspect of our lives, whether you're aware of it or not. And I think it's important that we become more aware of it, because it helps to get funding for science, and a society which is scientifically educated is bound to prosper much more than a society which is not.
And you have had people come as young as how old?
Oh yeah, the audience, the attendees,
audience, yes.
Yeah, they've been like 10-year-old kids, and they've
all the way
been
to 90?
90-year-old. Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Right, let's talk about some of the people you've had who've invited in as your guest speakers.
Right, so I've had biologists, physicists, chemists, and we've had people coming from who are not even from the local areas. Someone came from South Africa. She talked about genetic ancestry. And then there was Dr. Pachauri, who's the chair of the climate energy. They got an award, as you may recall, with Al Gore. An award is the Nobel Prize, Peace Prize, along with Al Gore.
Yes, I remember that.
So there have been a lot of, been a variety. And I really have to thank all the people who've agreed to speak be discussion leaders at my cafe, because without their cooperation, this would not really happen.
So you really choose topics that impact people.
And those which interest me.
Of course.
Yes.
But as you know, many more of us are really concerned about what is going on in our world, especially in the environment.
Absolutely. So Dr. Pachauri talked about climate change, and then Nayan Chanda talked about globalization in the context of coffee, and that was just a marvelous discussion about how globalization, we talk about it so much now, but it's been going on for centuries, but it was just not labeled globalization.
That's right, and it's a good thing to get that message out, because we need to care more about our planet.
Right, exactly.
Very good. Dr. Pradhan, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
And of course, we'll have more information on our website about Tilde Café.
Yes.
You have a website, right?
Yes.
Very good.
www.tildecafe.org.
Excellent. And we want to